this is Rodger Groovis from Groovis Games Unlimited. Welcome to my Kickstarter crowd and Facebook fans over at the Dungeon Crusade site and YouTube subscribers. Anyone just dropping in to join us, welcome to my home, and truly I'm glad that you're here. Okay, so let's get down to business here. As I promised, I'm showing you everything that I can with Dungeon Crusade. And this is for the people who want to pledge for the Avalon Adventure Board game. So what I want to do is I just want to do an overview, and I want to show you what this is. You know, I'm all about, I want you to see everything. I'm proud of this. And plus, I hope it excites you. Okay, so let's start with what you get before we get into that, okay? I have Sea of Anguish up here. That's right here. Okay, so if you purchase the Avalon Adventure Board game, you're of course going to get this cool little board. Remember, prototype, this is my work that you're seeing. I created all this art and put it all together. Well, I mean, there's some stuff that I put together to, you know, it's placeholder art, what I'm trying to say. I have assembled a huge team of artists, illustrators, world's best modeler, sculptor for exclusive minis. And so, you know, all of this stuff is going to go to them. I have prototype kits, I'm calling them, with the game and this, and it's going to get sent out, and they're going to use this as reference and make the final game. So actually, the hard work is honestly done. We're going to be going into hardcore play testing with Dungeon Crusade and this. So, okay, we got that out of the way. I almost forgot. So, let's say you bought this off Kickstarter, and you want to you could further your experience with Dungeon Crusade, and I truly love this game, this little adventure game. You're going to receive this board. You know, it's going to change a little bit. Should stay about the same. I talked to a few artists, and they like what this is already. You're going to receive this board. You're going to receive 50 adventure cards. I created 50 locations in Avalon. You know, this little land I made. So you'll get 50 adventure cards. You're going to get 9 of these tokens. We're going to go over those. And then you're going to get 50 of these little red markers here. Okay? That is what you're going to get. Cards, board, red markers, tokens. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your figures out of Dungeon Crusade to use for this, okay? Because when you play the adventure board game, you start up here at Hope's Reach. See Hope's Reach there? It's a nice little place, isn't it? And you're going to use one of your figures from Dungeon Crusade to represent your heroes. Okay, so it's kind of like there's actually 6 heroes, but he's just representing all of them. Okay? You're going to use your 6 white dice out of Dungeon Crusade. Alright? And then finally, out of the Dungeon Crusade, whether it's base edition or the Crusader edition, you're going to use your hero cards. And, you know, actually this was only going to be for the Crusader edition, and I thought, you know what, that's lame. People with the base edition, I want everyone to, if they like this, you know, go ahead. I want everyone to enjoy this. So you must, of course, have the base edition or Crusader edition to play the Avalon Adventure Board game. Hopefully that was clear. Okay, so when I started, this is the big map. Now you don't get this. This is just, this is the map that I created. This is like the big brother to that. And so I just wanted to show you the overview. And I came up with this because, I mean, I love this kind of stuff. But, you know, like if you ever played Baldur's Gate and Ultima, especially Ultima. I love Ultima. Warriors of Destiny and Blackgate Rock. Wizardry, Might and Magic. Heroes of Might and Magic. I love those games. And I wanted to create a little adventure game for you where you could take the heroes through all this. And then you know, you're going to have like little quests. And we're going to do a demo here. I'm going to show you some of this. But you're going to, you know, explore the ancient ruins and Tower of St. Viticus. You're going to visit Evergreen Village. You're going to maybe have a run-in with the Maidens of Witherbrook Forest. You might get in some trouble down here in the village of Stonefield. Explore Tomb of Emperor Sylvian. All this kind of stuff. I love this stuff. I mean, hopefully it's apparent. So what you're going to do is this. Here's the object. There's 3 runes that you have to collect. There's a curse on the dungeon door. You remember you saw the, you know, Dungeon Crusade. Well, there's a curse on those doors. It won't open. So in the Avalon Adventure Board game, you have to go and recover the 3 runes to shatter the curse on the dungeon doors. And that will allow you entry, and then you play Dungeon Crusade. But what's cool about this is, we're going to put these over there because we're going to shuffle these. Along your adventures, and every game is random. I mean, like for where these runes come up, and we're going to get to that. But the cool thing is, as you're traveling around here, your heroes are going to take damage. They might find items to use in the game. Maybe over here in Witherbrook Forest East, you're going to find some gold. You know, maybe you're going to get into a battle over here at Wren's Crossing and someone left some gold there. It's all these like little adventures I put as you travel around to get these runes. And then so when you start Dungeon Crusade, you're going to start out in the village. You could buy some weapons. You can buy some healing potions. You're probably going to have to heal up. So this is kind of like, you know, it's a supplement to that. It's just to give you, I mean, a really true, huge gaming experience. I mean, from traveling around Avalon to an open world dungeon crawl board game. I know this is like a lot. Okay, so how do we set up this? Because, you know, I said it's random. And to me, that's, remember if you've heard my other videos, randomness, surprises, whimsical. That's what us kind of gamers, we love these kind of games like this. This is real simple. We got these runes here. Let's take the green ones, right? The board, when I made this, you can't go past the black node. So you have to go across a dotted white line to go to the next zone, okay? So if you notice on here, there's these like little green dots. And that's, you know, signifies the green zone. Yellow zone is kind of like right here. Kind of, there's a few down here, and then the red zone here. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to shuffle these, hopefully fairly good. And this is how I came up with it to make it random for you. So you'll never know. Now, I don't know where that rune could be, right? You're going to take a D10 for the first possible rune and roll. 3. Come over here to your adventure card, green deck, right? Go 1, 2, and 3. Whatever the next card is. Witherbrook. Now over here in Witherbrook, there's a rune you could discover. Okay, so we place that one. I think you're seeing how this goes, right? So then for the next one here, you're going to go, for this rune, roll 5. And then 1, 2. I'm not going to do all these for you guys, just, you know, what's that? 2, 3, 4, 5. House of Demons. So now we know House of Demons has one. So you got that, right? So on and so forth. So we would roll for the next one, and you just go through the deck. Whatever comes up, you would shuffle those, and then you would place the runes. So, you know, speeding the process up, we would go to the yellow deck. Roll, so maybe Stonefield has one. And then maybe all the way up here in Salemport, there's one here. And then finally, maybe at Runes of Hexdor. Down here in the red zone, Black Nether Dungeon, it could show up. Ashara's Tower. And then finally, maybe over here in House of Serpents. See? Now you have every game that these runes could be somewhere. And you have to explore. And as you find them, you place them here. And then when you find 3, just to make it easy, you don't got to travel anywhere, you're teleported to like the village to where the dungeon is. And you start Dungeon Crusade. So your heroes might have gotten affliction. You're going to have to get some elixir to cure them, because you don't want to go into a dungeon, you know, with any kind of afflictions. They're going to take some damage. You're going to want to, you know, get healed there. You know, there's a blacksmith that sells weapons and gear and armor. Maybe you're going to get some gold from your travels, and you're going to be better equipped to go in. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to set up the board. Even better, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a little demo for you, and I hopefully you like this. So give me a second and I will be right back. Okay guys, we're back. I set up the board, and we're going to just do a little demo here. We're going to go to a couple places, see if we can get into some trouble with our heroes, and what was I going to say? That's what I was going to say. I actually forgot that you're going to need the other dice, the warfare dice, as I call them, out of Dungeon Crusade. So you're going to want to set those aside too. Because for the battles and different things that your heroes are going to run into, you will need those. But you'll have colored D12s. They just let you know everything's going to be all right. Okay, enough about talking dice. We're playing the Avalon Adventure Board game. Okay, so first of all, we're starting out. Remember how I just showed you how to set up? And then you can move. See the white lines? Dotted black means you can't move through that, so you have to move too. So we could go to Tower of St. Viticus. We could go to the Ancient Ruins, or we could go up here to Old Orchard Grove. So I'm going to go over here to Ancient Ruins. Now we've went there, so we're about to explore it. So we take one of these little chips here, and then we put it there. And we would come over here to the deck of all the adventure cards. See unexplored, because this is not explored. We're exploring it now. And draw the Ancient Ruins. Then we'll get to explored, because this card is going to go to explored. And notice, you're going to roll a d12. Up here, you're going to roll a d8. And we'll get to that, or why that is. Okay? So, now there's some little markers here, and you're going to see what those are for. So notice here, it says Ancient Ruins, the title, and it has 1 to 6, 7 to 9, 10 to 11, and 12. D12. What we're going to do is we're going to roll a d12, and we're going to see what's going to happen in the Ancient Rune Zone. And so every game, you kind of will never see the same game twice with the Avalon Adventure Board game. So let's get ourselves a d12 over here. Again, from Dungeon Crusade, of course. And let's roll. 7. So we would consult 7. The heroes gaze at the massive stone doors as they pass by the ancient ruins, curious at what could be behind them, knowing one day they will return to explore within the ancient ruins. Usually now, the way I devise the system, 7 through 9 is going to be like something just simple, okay? 10, going up like from, actually some of them will have something on 9. 9, 10, 11, 12, it's usually something good. For instance, say we rolled a 10. As the heroes enter the vicinity of the ancient ruins, there is a hidden cache of gold buried under some loose rocks by the stairway of the ruins. Hero 2 must test willpower 15 to spot this hidden cache. On a pass, Hero 2 spots the hidden cache. Roll the d4. The result is what gold was in the cache, times 100. So, our party's walking through this area, and, side note, placement order, if you watch Dungeon Crusade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when you hear Hero 1, Hero 5, that's in the placement order, and they must stay in this order when you're playing. So, they're walking through from like this 10 and 11, and Hero 2 thinks that she sees something. So we have to do a willpower to see if she can find that. So what do? All of the heroes have attributes. We're going to use our attributes for tests such as this. And there's guys, you know how many of these things I made for you. I loved creating these things. I'm a fountain for creativity and imagination on how to play board games. Okay, so we have to do a willpower test. So we have to get 15 or higher for her to spot that. We're going to take a d20. Notice here, her willpower is 3. We're going to roll and add her willpower to this roll. Perfect. Okay, so look at that. She found that. 18 plus 3, that's more than enough. So she spots it, so she runs over there and moves it, and she's like, hey guys, look it, I found a hidden cache of gold. Now we got to see what was inside of that hidden cache of gold. Hopefully you guys are out there saying, you know what, this is kind of cool, because I want to play this now, just talking to you about it. So we roll, boom, 300 gold. And I don't have the gold stash over here, but those coins that you saw, you're going to use those. You're going to take 300, and you're going to give it to her. But here's the thing. Every time that heroes get weapons, or, if you find gear out here or gold, you can't trade it. Because there could be some devious little things around here that heroes are going to lose gold or lose their items. Again, just like random, surprise, whimsical. I designed this that way too. You never know what's going to happen out here. And just so you know, I have written, I believe, 247 creative writings. Yes, I'm a nut for everything. So and it's very specific. So at Crypt of Exilia, something might happen there. Crypt of Sorrow, everything pertains to the zone and what's in the surroundings. Okay? Hope you like the sound of that. We'll read a few more here if you're enjoying this. Say they rolled a 12. You know how we rolled a d12? Say a 12 came up. Hero 4 which would be our rogue in this case, spots a treasure chest perched on a stone altar at the top of a stone stairway in the ruins. As, well, she opens the chest, she finds 400 gold. So see, usually 12 is going to be a really, really good reward. But then, now you're going to see why after you explore it. Now if you roll the 1 to 6, check this out. The heroes hear the sound of the massive doors of the ruins break open. 2 ravaged undead come charging at the heroes. Take the black and green D12 dice. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to take the black and green D12, okay? I'm going to tell you now, those are going to represent, this is like a little battlefield, okay? That's going to represent the ravaged undead. Hero 5 takes the red D12, and Hero 6 takes the blue. Okay, so let's take that. These are our Hero 5 and 6. And then, let's see, Hero takes the blue D12, and so it's black versus red, green versus blue. Highest roll inflicts 1 damage. On a tie, each side takes 1 damage. The battle continues until one side is defeated. The ravaged undead have 2 health each. For each ravaged undead slain, collect 100 gold. Okay, so let's do this little battle here. Let's say that, 1 to 6 came up. We would be doing that. So we're going to roll these together. Remember, these are like the heroes and the 2 ravaged undead fighting. And, wow, the ravaged undead, I think, did pretty good. Okay, so it was red versus black, blue versus green, right? So this hero actually inflicts 1 damage on that ravaged undead. See the little green up here? That's his hit marker. Okay, over here, meanwhile, this ravaged undead hit that hero. So we would have to apply that to, what is it, Hero 5. Hero 5 would take 1 damage. I'm not going to assess that now, so our cleric would take 1 damage for that. Battle continues. So hopefully you're seeing this, how these like little battles, gold you can find, see, green and black, right? And then that, and that. Again, our Hero 5, that is, right, that's blue, would inflict 1 damage, killing that one. So they're out of it. So we'll put a little marker there. And this hero inflicted 1 damage on the black die, or that ravaged undead. And hopefully, let's see if we can kill him on this last one. So I want to show you one more. Boom. That hero 6 kills that ravaged undead. And therefore, that challenge is over. And then what? We collect for each ravaged undead slain, we're going to collect 100 gold. So each of those heroes, you put 100 gold on each one. Now that that is explored, right? We've explored that, we place it here. If we would return to Ancient Runes, you're not going to roll a d12. What are you going to roll? A d8. That way, the reason I did that is so people couldn't go back and spam it. So once you've explored it, the good reward is gone. And so the only outcome that could come out is like a simple one, like what we rolled initially, or you're going to have to battle again. And so it's just for game balance, and plus good rewards aren't going to stick around. You come back, guess what? Another hero found those rewards. It makes sense. Do you like that system? I love this little game. I think my camera was signaling me I'm about to die, but let's go up here. Okay, so look, we explored. Okay, let's go up to Old Orchard Grove. Remember our rune? Could it be a rune? No. Okay, so it's blank. We'd have to keep searching in the green zone to find that rune. And I'm going to cheat a bit because we're almost over with this demo. Say we went to Witherbrook Forest East. We found it. We're 1 step closer to shattering the curse on the dungeon doors. I'll show you this, and then I'm going to finish up the demo. Old Orchard Grove. So let's just roll. Let's say we went there. We're going to remember, this is unexplored, so we're going to take a d12. 6. Right here. As the sun is setting in Avalon, the heroes rest in Old Orchard Grove. They find some ochre berries in the grove to eat. Hero 1 must test Wisdom 15. On a success, Hero 1 notices the berries are contaminated for this time of the season. On a fail, all heroes eat the berries and get sick. All heroes lose 1 health. So Hero 1 over here, our warrior, has some prior knowledge to these ochre berries. So his wisdom is only 2. So what are we going to do? We're going to roll. So he can add his wisdom, which is 2. We have to meet or exceed 15. He doesn't. Okay? So it says, on a success, the hero 1 notices the berries are contaminated for this time of the season. So that he would tell him, don't eat those. On a fail, all the berries the heroes eat are poison and get sick. Everyone's going to lose 1 health. Do you like that? And then here's some other one. This is just a simple one. 7. If you rolled a 7 or 8. The heroes enjoy a walk in the grove while they watch some children play Beat the Troll. That's a little game I created that the kids play in Avalon, Beat the Troll with their friends. 9 to 12. The heroes find the most red and juicy apples in Old Orchard Grove. All heroes regain 2 health. And then the bad one. I'm going to close out with this. The heroes quickly find cover. A huge ogre from Banevik's tribe. Banevik is a guardian I created in Dungeon Crusade. Is spotted on a nearby river leading to Whiterun Chapel. Everything in the game I made, pertains to something. There's Whiterun Chapel. Hero 3 is standing on an embankment behind some trees, but the rocks the hero is standing on are very loose and starting to slide. Hero 3 must test Agility 16 to avoid slipping. On a success, the hero avoids sliding down the embankment. On a fail, the hero slides down the embankment and is seen by the ogre. The ogre rushes the hero and swings his massive club, causing 1d4 damage to the hero. Luckily, a group of soldiers from the village of Towel is right there, are patrolling nearby and come to the aid to help to aid the heroes and slay the ogre along with the hero's help. So let's do this, and we're going to close out. So hero 3 would be our wizard, and he has to test. What does he have to test? Agility. His agility is 2. So let's see if he avoids slipping. He does. See, 16, we just made that, plus 2, we made it. But say that he slipped, he didn't make that. The ogre comes up and sees him and just hits him with the club, and he causes 1d4 damage. He only causes 1 damage. Challenge is over. Put that in. You've explored it. We should have done this first. That's explored. You like that? That is a little taste, and just think, that's only 2 of all of these adventures out here. So you see, they take about, maybe less than 5 minutes to do each one, depending on how you route through the land of Avalon. Okay, guys, leave some comments. I hope you enjoy this. I think you're starting to see Dungeon Crusade is massive. Closing, look for the other videos here. This is, there's a gambling house. Yes, gambling in Dungeon Crusade. World's first open-world dungeon crawl board game. I'm going to be discussing how to play games in the House of Chance. The Adventures of Bravely the Knight, Skulljack, Tower Attack, and Heroes vs. Monster. There'll be a video dedicated just to those for you. So, hey, everyone, have a great day. Have fun adventuring in whatever games you're playing. And come on back soon, and let's explore Avalon Dungeon Crusade!